Hello, and thank you for joining me. Thanks for checking out Ad. Hello, thank you for joining me, and thank you for your interest in the Ad Buyer for Hire program. This video is going to be jumping into a brief week-by-week breakdown of exactly what we'll be covering inside the program each week. So the first week, what we're going to be doing is diving deep into web design and development. The most important thing when it comes to actually ad buying is having a web page and a place for people to go to after they see an ad. So being able to properly create web pages on the most major platforms out there, WordPress is going to be what we'll start with, just because it's going to be the least expensive and the most versatile for all different types of brands and all different types of funnels and things that you're running. Shopify is going to be mainly for e-commerce, but actually you can do a ton more with Shopify. But Shopify is going to be probably the most popular platform right now, especially for e-commerce. And then ClickFunnels is going to be one that's just a basic page builder, but if you're into internet marketing or anything like that, you've probably heard of ClickFunnels. So what we're going to do in this week, though, is make sure you know exactly what to do when it comes to creating a website from scratch on one of these platforms, how to set everything up correctly, and most importantly, how to create different funnels and strategies within these platforms specifically. Because if you're looking to start an agency or something, you're going to need to understand as many platforms as possible, because you're going to get clients on all different types of platforms. If you're running a business for yourself and you're wanting to run ads for yourself, these are going to give you the best options to go out there and to build off of. So we'll dive deep into that. The first week, you'll start building something. If you don't have a business, I will be helping you create a project to actually work on, because it's really best to learn how to become an ad buyer with real data. So we'll create a little project that you can start running on. You only need to spend really $1 a day minimum on ads. That's the least you can spend. So that will give you enough data just to start learning and to actually start doing something, okay? So week 2 inside the Ad Buyer for Hire program, very straightforwardly, is just focused on Facebook ads. So week 1, you are getting a sound foundation on how to build out a website and build out the foundational pieces of a funnel. And then week 2, we're going to start with Facebook ads. The reason why we start with Facebook ads is just because the foundations that you'll learn going through this process will actually work the same with inside of Google ads. It's just the Google ad platform is a bit more robust and a little bit harder to kind of jump into immediately if you've never done anything before. So inside of Facebook ads, we'll get some ads running so you can start collecting data immediately. Once your ads are running, you don't really touch them for at least a couple days, so that you can start collecting real data and then be able to kind of pull off of that. Then week 3, what we're going to be doing is jumping into Google Ad Network. So inside of Google Ads, there's multiple networks. YouTube is going to be one of the biggest ones. And then inside of Google Ads, there's the search network, where when people are searching for things online, you can show ads in various different places. And then there's display network, which is millions and millions of websites that have ads on them that you can actually have your advertising be running. This is kind of the biggest proponent of retargeting. So when people have different things follow them around the internet, a lot of people complain about that. They think it's a violation of privacy having things follow them around the internet, but it's very, very powerful. So this is how and where you would set up that in its biggest form. But Google advertising is there's a lot to it. So we're just going to be diving into the very basics of it, just to get something going so that you have some data to be learning from and to be working with as you're going through this process of learning to be an ad buyer. Week 4, inside of the Ad Buyer for Hire program, we're actually just going to be diving direct into all the funnel strategies that you can be doing. So you'll know how to build a proper web page so that you can have all these funnel strategies going. We covered that in week 1. And then you'll have some ads running already. So you'll have a little taste of having creating some campaigns inside of Facebook and inside of Google and YouTube. Now then it comes into dialing into the different types of funnels that you can use for different types of brands and different types of niches, and generally how to create them and then how to customize them appropriate to the brand and to the client that you're working with or to your product, whatever it is. But we're going to be covering the foundational funnels that you need to have in your business, and then also any funnels that you would be creating for someone else, for someone else's business. If you're going to be running an agency or something like that, this is kind of really foundational of all of the work that you would be doing to be able to split test things and stuff like that. Week 5 in the Ad Buyer for Hire program is really going to be focused on finding clients to run ads for. So if you want to start an agency or you want to use this knowledge to get a job as an ad buyer or find clients as an ad buyer, to where you're managing ads for people and you're running ads for people, what you want to do is we're going to be covering exactly how to use ads itself. Obviously, using ads to find clients, it depends on how much budget you have for your ads, because the more you spend, the more you reach. So we'll dive into that. Pricing strategies for your offers and for different services that you can actually provide. Obviously, running ads is one type of service, but unless you are pricing it appropriately, you might not be actually making any profit, just because it's harder to find clients that have a lot of money to spend on ads, but those clients are used to, paying 10% based off of their ad spend. They're not paying flat rates like $500 or $5,000 a month or something. So there's many different pricing strategies and structures that you can set up. So we'll be covering all of those and how to do that. And then sales processes for a new client. So once you get a lead that could be possibly a new client, how do you actually turn that into a client? What's the best funnel or process to go through with all of that? And then onboarding new clients. Once you get a new client on, how do you actually get them connected into their accounts and start being able to actually run stuff for them? What's the best process to go about for that, so it's the least amount of friction and easiest use for them, and obviously keeps you looking professional and staying professional. And then most importantly, the majority, if not all of your sales will come from following up. So you need to have an automated follow-up sequence created. Mainly that's going to be email. You can actually do it with advertising as well, have a follow-up sequence set up with ads, and with Messenger if you can do that. We'll be walking through every one of those processes. So as much as you want to do, I'll show you and be walking you through all the processes for following up with clients. Then in week 6, we are going to be dialing into scaling out your specific strategy. So if you are trying to start an agency, then we'll be scaling out into that and looking at different niches you can dial into and really dialing in your advertising so that you can really maximize every dollar that you're spending to get clients. And then most importantly, what we're going to be doing is going and really finding out where you want to be going, what your income level wants to be at, and where you want to be at in the next 6 months, 12 months, and then reverse engineer that and figure out, how many clients do you need to reach your level, and what do you need to be doing every day to actually reach that goal? Or if you're an e-commerce company, what level do you want to be at, and how do you kind of build and kind of go from there? So you're going to be able to launch out of here. And then we'll also be providing a ton of more step-by-step. All of the one-on-one calls that we'll be doing will be recorded, so you can go back and reference those any times. And then we have a bunch of other, a large library of content that goes even deeper, just because obviously there's hours and hours of things that you can cover inside of every one of these ad platforms. So there's a lot of content that will allow you to go deeper and deeper and deeper inside of these ad platforms and how you can best leverage them. But I'm going to make sure that you don't have to waste hours and hours and hours and hours and hours combing through content to figure out how you can actually apply it to yourself to make money. And most importantly, so that you avoid making the largest mistakes that will cost you money and time. So that is why you will be joining the Ad Buyer for Hire program. It's because you want to save time and you want to actually up your skill level when it comes to advertising and marketing to be able to sell anything you want to, or to be able to work and to run advertising for any company that you want to, turning you into somebody that is highly desired and sought after in your prospective field and niche. So let me know if you have any questions about that at all. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you inside the Ad Buyer for Hire program. Thanks so much and have a great day.